right, so should she ditch this guy or should she date him? She's really liking him a lot, but now, dang it, she found out he's got a red mark on his record, and it's a felony. All right, Bert Show. I'm looking for some advice, and if you guys are looking the same type deal and you want some advice from Bert Show fam, hit us up at thebertshow.com. I went on a date with a man over the weekend. We ended up hitting it off. You ever met someone and they just energize you to your core? As the first date went on and we started to peel back the layers of ourselves, we only found more in common. We got together last night to hang out, and we ended up having pretty deep conversation, finding we have very similar values and belief systems. I left the house 100% feeling like if this keeps going, we could have a relationship that could grow into something really great. Then I did it. I Googled him, and I found something. Years ago, he was charged with vehicular manslaughter. He hit and killed someone in a drunk driving accident. Obviously, only having just met him, he hasn't brought this up. I have no idea what to do. He very much has his life together, has a good job, a nice place, a good relationship with his family. I'm in such a conundrum. I haven't used that word in a while. In my heart of hearts, I know I'm not the type of person that can judge someone on the worst mistake of their life. If I feel like the connection we have is very real and genuine, do I keep seeing him and see where this goes? If he never says anything about it, the decision is easy. I wouldn't be able to date him. If he won't disclose something that big about himself, then I'd be terrified about what else he could hide. Please help. I can't even imagine bringing this up to my girlfriends to discuss. Asterisk, I'll also note that I've spent an extensive amount of time with alcoholics and people with substance abuse issues. I do not think he has an issue with that. So there are really two layers to this. I mean, what goes on your permanent record and what lines up with your values and what can't you overlook? And the second one is, how much responsibility do you have to tell somebody that you're saying about things that happened in your past?
I don't consider it overlooking. Like you would overlook something like this, you would forgive somebody for something like this, or you would you would listen and know that that was in the past in a different time. And like she said, the worst, I would consider the worst mistake of his life. So as I was listening to it, I thought I would feel one way, but then I surprised myself by feeling the opposite, and I would continue to date him.
Yeah, depending on the details of the whole thing, this probably is not a deal breaker. It's a mistake.
The worst mistake of all.
The worst mistake of all time. So I don't know. I'd need to hear all of the details on it, but this is probably not a deal breaker for me. There are some things that would be absolutely not. If you have something on your record that has anything to do with messing with kids or taking advantage of women physically, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know the details, man. You can move. I'm moving on. But something like this could be a mistake.
What's the line in the sand for you in your head as to how long you'll give him before he comes clean, but before he discloses this information?
That's what I think she needs to figure out, because it sounds like the tone of this, she thinks he's a good guy. She gets good feelings about him. She gets good vibes from him, and she obviously doesn't want to judge him, so I don't think she should. And I don't think you should expect him to tell you on the first couple of dates. But I would say a couple months. If like 2 to 3 months into the relationship is vibing, you still feel good about him, but he still hasn't brought it up, then I think you might have a bit of an issue.
This would not be uncomfortable for somebody to bring up to me if we were serious in the relationship. Like, look, I got to be honest with you. You and I are getting serious. So, I do what most do. I Googled you, and here's what I found. Can we talk about it? I wouldn't be upset by that if I was the one that had the mark on my record.
But should she have to do that, or should he be the one to disclose?
I mean, that is something traumatic that happened to him, most likely. Manslaughter. He didn't do it on purpose. That's the biggest mistake of his life, probably. And I wouldn't be like bragging about that right out the gate. You know what I mean? I would probably. I guess she felt like they had this deep conversation after one date, and she's like, "I feel like this could keep going. We could grow into something great." Did you feel like he was hiding something, or you just, to be safe, wanted to Google him on the backside? If that's the case, then it's weird. But I wouldn't be like super inclined to talk about something that was so awful that I paid my debt to society, most likely. I mean, every time I like watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I think about Matthew Broderick. Like a lot of people have committed vehicular manslaughter and we forgive them. You know, like it's an accident.
I mean, I guess the question is, when do you bring up the worst thing that has ever happened in your life to somebody? I mean, when you're that vulnerable.
You don't have to.
You don't have to at all? You don't think?
No, I don't think he owes her an explanation. That was part of his past. Again, manslaughter. The big thing there is without malice. He paid. If he was charged, the justice system did their due diligence. They doled out a punishment, whatever they saw fit. He's done. And I guarantee you, anyone who's done that, like manslaughter, carries that guilt around with them daily. And he probably beats himself up every single day about it. I don't think you need to go flashing your past mistakes to every new partner. I think one day, if they continue, they'll find out and it'll come up in conversation. But I don't think you can judge someone for something like that years ago. And I don't think anyone, like I didn't sit down with my husband and say, here's all the bad things I've done in my life so you can judge me and decide if you want to date me. That's not how it works. You know, you find out stuff on your own, but you don't need to give a laundry list of the bad stuff you've done in the past.
I do agree. I don't think that you have to either, but I also feel like as a man, I know you're going to Google it. Like, I know you're going to find out. And you know what I mean? And I would rather create the own narrative for myself. So I would feel like you should probably reveal that information so that she can know where it came from as opposed to drawing her own conclusions.
You know, the common sense problem here also is that she knows. So now she's waiting and waiting and waiting. So can she be in this relationship every day wondering if this is going to be the day he's going to tell me or not?
Yeah, I don't. After listening to Cass, I didn't feel like the onus was on her to say something, but now that she knows it, I would just file it away, see how the relationship goes, and at some point in time, you feel that you want to, you know, you need or want to know more about this, you can ask, and if he doesn't want to talk about it, you have to respect that.
Yeah, I think you'll feel it. Like when you're at the point of the relationship where you can ask and you know it's time, I think you'll feel it.
The Bert Show.
Hey, do you like what you just watched? Because you can get more Bert Show for free. We drop new podcasts every weekday, and you can find us anywhere. Spotify, Apple, any place you get podcasts.